During the learning process, a student asked Yoon Bom to remove the plant given by Jae Kyu because the plant was blocking his view. Yoon Bom wondered how the student knew the name of the person who gave the plant, and it turned out that the plant's pot had been written Jae Kyu's name on it. The teachers moved the plant's pot Jae Kyu had given her because it was too big. Jae Kyu passed by and saw the teachers. Yoon Bom told Jae Kyu to take the pot back, which Jae Kyu easily carried. Then Jae Kyu told Yoon Bom to get in his car, because gifts shouldn't be thrown away. While in the car, Yoon Bom noticed Jae Kyu's muscles, and Jae Kyu knew she was staring at him. Yoon Bom became embarrassed because she was caught staring. Then Jae Kyu asked if Yoon Bom remembered him, but Yoon Bom felt like she had never met Jae Kyu before. Yoon Bom was curious, but she didn't think she had ever dated Jae Kyu before. It turned out Jae Kyu had taken the plant to Yoon Bom's house, and Jae Kyu liked the view from Yoon Bom's house. For some reason, Yoon Bom was staring at Jae Kyu from behind, as if she liked his muscular body. Suddenly, Jae Kyu asked Yoon Bom for a cup of coffee because he had come all the way to carry the pot. Yoon Bom told him she was out of coffee, and Jae Kyu immediately wanted to get some for Yoon Bom. Yoon Bom received a call from her father. It turned out that her father was very sorry to see Yoon Bom leave. He wanted to know where Yoon Bom was now, and he missed his daughter very much. Yoon Bom could only cry, and suddenly there was a knock on the door. It turned out that Jae Kyu had brought Yoon Bom coffee, and Jae Kyu was confused when he saw Yoon Bom crying. Then Jae Kyu gave Yoon Bom some bread, thinking sweets were the best medicine for sadness. And at that moment, Yoon Bom remembered Jae Kyu's words. Lee-jun was in the waiting room with Jong Nan-hee. It turns out that Lee-jun is a fan of Nan-hee and has developed a fan forum. Nan-hee feels that Lee-jun isn't a big fan of hers because he can't find someone for her, and Lee-jun feels that he's just a fan, not a detective. Nan-hee is still upset that Lee-jun can find his arch nemesis but can't find her daughter. It turns out that Lee-jun had seen her daughter during a fan meeting. Lee-jun had said that her daughter was exactly like Nan-hee when Nan-hee first debuted. But Lee-jun feels that her daughter isn't a child. And Nan-hee told him that her daughter has a very strict personality and is very short-tempered. Nan-hee deeply regrets having said something harsh to her daughter. Jae Kyu went to the police station because a citizen reported him for touching something belonging to the citizen. Jae Kyu couldn't get away with it because there were witnesses who saw him, but Jae Kyu took it easy and enjoyed snacks with the police officers. While walking, Yoon Bom saw many thugs standing in front of the police station. Yoon Bom hid when she saw Jae Kyu leaving from police station. Yoon Bom was curious about what Jae Kyu was doing eating tofu in front of the police station in the morning. The environmental club was studying about environmentally friendly energy, and Yoon Bom was their tutor. They were bored because they were always in class, while the other clubs were studying in the field. Sejin thought it was because Yoon Bom was only an exchange teacher, so she didn't want to put in the effort for the club. Hearing this, Yoon Bom would do her best to guide them well. Then Hang-yul told them that there was a power plant in their area. He knew about it because his uncle worked there. Yoon Bom was surprised to learn Jae Kyu had a job because he usually hung around with scary men in broad daylight. Yoon Bom remembered that the power plant had a windmill and was beautiful in the evening. Her students were very interested, but Yoon Bom suddenly considered going there and looking for another power plant. When his subordinates had trouble carrying the power panel, Jae Kyu casually carried it alone. And during break time, Jae Kyu was called by Hang Yul's friend. After being told, Jae Kyu immediately rushed off. Jae Kyu finally arrived at school and discussed the ban on visiting his workplace. Hearing this, Yoon Bom was shocked. How could Jae Kyu know about what happened 145 minutes ago? Jae Kyu asked Yoon Bom for a logical reason why his company wasn't chosen. Yoon Bom then explained that the teacher had the right to determine the location. Jae Kyu felt that the other power plant company was far from the school and it would require a long journey. Jae Kyu also felt that the school didn't care about students' parents, even though Jae Kyu was practically as Hang-yul's parent. Jae Kyu wanted Hang-yul's friends to see his uncle's work. If Yoon Bom wasn't sure about the company, they could go on the weekend. Yoon Bom immediately responded that they couldn't go alone, and Jae Kyu thought they could invite Hang-yul and go as a threesome. Yunbom then realized that he had been trapped by Jae-Kyu's invitation, forcing her to agree to it. Sejin's parents were very disappointed because Sejin always ranked second in school, even though Sejin had promised to be the best student at Shinsu High School and get first place. But Sejin felt like she never said it. It was just her mother's wish. Her father felt trapped in the countryside, wanting his daughter to get first place and be a first year student until graduation. Hearing this, Sejin felt like a cow because they always talked about first year students, so Sejin left her parents. In her room, Sejin was annoyed with her parents and sent a message to someone saying she wanted to stay at their house this weekend. When Jae-Kyu got home, Hang Yul immediately asked if his uncle was bothering his teacher because she refused to go to his workplace. Then Jae-Kyu told him that his teacher would give approval after checking the power plant. Hang-Yul thought his teacher would refuse because she was only an exchange teacher, and that his teacher would probably return to teach in Seoul. Hearing this, Jae-Kyu was shocked. It seemed he didn't want Yoon Bom to return to Seoul. Jae-Kyu picked Yoon Bom up at her house. Yoon Bom actually wanted to sit in the back seat, but that seat was already occupied by Hang-Yul. Jae-Kyu thought Yunbo was going to a funeral because she always wore dark clothes, and Yunbom felt Jae-Kyu always wore comfortable clothes without caring about his appearance. Suddenly, Hang-Yul received a call from Sejin, and he asked his uncle to get him out of the car. Yunbom was confused when Jae-Kyu complied without asking where Hang-Yul was going, and Jae-Kyu thought Hang-Yul could take care of himself. It turned out that Hang-Yul had gone to the terminal to catch up with Sejin, but Sejin wanted to disappear because she always ranked second in class, so she was going to a place where Hang-Yul wasn't around. Sejin received a reply message that the person wanted to stay with Sejin, and Hang-Yul was curious about the person. But Sejin didn't care anymore. She still got on the bus to Seoul, and Hang-Yul, who is worried, got on the bus too. When he entered the restaurant, Jae-Kyu thought Yoon Bom didn't need to look at the menu. He just needed to order the pork squid bulgogi. But when she saw the herbal chicken soup on the menu, Yoon Bom remembered her father feeding her chicken soup when she was sick. So Yoon Bom ordered herbal chicken soup, and Jae-Kyu could only agree to her order. Seeing Jae-Kyu only eat a little, Yoon Bom felt he didn't have an appetite. Then Jae-Kyu took a large portion and ate it with gusto. But Yunbom remembered Jae-Kyu eating tofu in front of the police station, and Jae-Kyu explained that he went to the police station because he did something to a woman. It turned out Jae-Kyu had moved a parked car carelessly, causing the car alarm to go off. The woman who owned the car was angry because Jae-Kyu touched her car, and her husband reported it to the police. Jae-Kyu actually moved the car because a fire truck was about to pass by. Jae-Kyu explained that he only touched it slightly, but her husband reported it. Yunbom was shocked when she found out Jae-Kyu had touched a woman in front of her husband. Yunbom thought Jae-Kyu was also the one who hurt Mr. Hong's hand. Jae-Kyu actually only caught Mr. Hong playing cards. He got hurt because he avoided him and fell down. But Yunbom became scared of Jae-Kyu, and when she was about to leave, Yunbom saw Jae-Kyu's face covered in red spots. Yunbom gave Jae-Kyu medicine, and she felt regretful for inviting Jae-Kyu to eat herbal chicken soup with her, even though Jae-Kyu was allergic to it. But Yunbom was happy to see Jae-Kyu's face. Then she realized that she was allowed to look happy, so she stopped laughing and then put ointment on Jae-Kyu's face. But Jae-Kyu felt nervous when Yunbom touched his face, and he couldn't hold it in anymore. Jae-Kyu then lifted the chair Yunbom was sitting on. Then Jae-Kyu told Yunbom not to touch him anymore. Suddenly, Jae-Kyu received a call from Hang-Yul, and Jae-Kyu told her that he had to leave because he had to catch Hang-Yul, who was with Sejin. Hearing this, Yunbom felt she had to know their whereabouts because she was their homeroom teacher. But when Jae-Kyu told her that they were going to Seoul, Yunbom became confused. It turned out that during the parent meeting, Yunbom met with the parent and she was just trying to be nice and polite. But the parent sent her a message discussing the problem. He also invited Yunbom to meet because he missed her. The next day, his wife slapped Yunbom in class, and rumors immediately spread that Yunbom was having an affair with the male student's guardian. But Yunbom hid the matter and still went to Seoul with Jae-Kyu. Sejin felt that Hang-Yul was being unreasonable. She ran away from home to avoid him, but Hang-Yul followed her. Hang-Yul then told Sejin that this was his first time in Seoul, so he invited Sejin to eat, and then Sejin could run away again. Sejin felt she was always lacking talent and always failed to get into good schools, unlike Hangyul, who refused to go to college even though he was number one. Hangyul felt that Sejin was just jealous of him, even though she had complete parents. Sejin thought her parents were annoying, but Hangyul felt that not having parents was even more annoying. Hangyul really wanted to be with his father and be able to talk to his mother. No matter how good his uncle was, he wasn't Hangyul's parent. And when Mr. Hong said that having no parents meant no awards of parental devotion, Hangyul wasn't angry because he didn't receive the award, but because Mr. Hong was right. Sometimes being filial to his uncle only feels like repaying his kindness. Suddenly, Sejin received a message to meet the man at Han River Station at 8 p.m. Then Sejin told Hang Yul to return to the village and left Sejin, but Hang Yul still followed her. Because Hang Yul didn't answer the phone, Jae-Kyu invited Yoon Bom to split up to look for Hang Yul and Sejin. There was a well-dressed man there. Sejin approached him and acted spoiled. Jae-Kyu finally met his nephew, and Hang Yul told him that Sejin had disappeared. Before parting ways, Sejin had texted the man and said that Sejin would stay at his house. Yunbom saw Sejin with a man and followed them on the train. Yunbom called Jae-Kyu to say she had seen them, but the train was about to leave. Jae-Kyu told her that they would meet at the next station. Then Jae-Kyu ran very fast. It turned out Jae-Kyu was running to the next station, his strength like a tireless horse. But in front of the subway doors, there were several protesters sitting blocking the entrance. Recklessly, Jae-Kyu ran and jumped over them, finally making it just in time. But when she saw Yoon-Bom, Sejin avoided her, and at that moment Jae-Kyu arrived, he jumped into the train. Yoon-Bom was very surprised. Jae-Kyu held Yoon-Bom because she almost fell, and Yoon-Bom finally remembered that Jae-Kyu had ever also held Yoon-Bom before. See you in next part. Bye bye.